The new NXT 450 in Ensemble's BrightEye line is a clean streaming router in a very compact package. We started with our original NXT compact router line and we added an exciting new connector, an IP streaming port. Let's take a look at the architecture of this product. We'll start with sort of a tour of the block diagram. On the left-hand side, we see a set of HD SDI baseband video inputs, 2 inputs, 2 output connectors, and then 3 more BNC connectors that are bidirectional. The user gets to choose and program whether they're inputs or outputs. More connectivity is provided by 2 SFP positions. Now, an SFP is a module that plugs into these 2 cages or sockets. There are modules for optical connections, optical fiber. There are modules for additional copper coaxial connections on miniature BNCs. Each SFP position is dual, so it could be 2 outputs, it could be 2 inputs, or it could be a transceiver where in a single position you get 1 output and 1 input. But there's more. There are even SFP modules that provide HDMI connection. Now, one of these modules occupies the entire position, but it gives you an HDMI output or an HDMI input. So a whole range of connectivity into this product so that you have the ability to connect HDMI, fiber, and conventional HD and SD, SDI signals to the product. But there's more. An external reference input allows you to synchronize the internal test signal generators and the clean switches. If you're operating without reference, then an internal precision reference will take the place of an external reference. The control system in the NXT product line is comprehensive. Not only do you have full control both from the front panel, but also the ability to see live pictures on the front screen. And a web interface gives you control and the ability to see all of the sources in the router remotely. There are 2 clean switches in the NXT 450, and these contribute mightily to the power and capability of this product. We're going to look at those in detail in a later segment, but let's just think about this one feature that they provide. We can connect a number of external sources with no genlock provided, and the clean switch allows us to cut and mix cleanly between any of those non-synchronous sources. But back to the block diagram, because the really exciting part is the addition of a RJ45 streaming IP port. That gives us connectivity into a whole range of local and distant sources and destinations. A high-performance MPEG-4 H.264 encoder is built in to the NXT 450. It can deliver simultaneously unicast, multicast, and DVB ASI outputs. And no encoder would be complete without a decoder. The decoder in the 450 is completely independent of the encoder. And there are a number of ways that it can be used. The configurations and topology, well, it's very flexible because it's all connected into the core router. So all of these resources that are contained inside the 450 are at the disposal of the system integrator, the designer, and the user, because they can be configured and organized to suit a whole range of applications. Here's a close-up of the connectors on the back. Along the bottom row, an Ethernet port for command and control, 5 BNC connectors for HD SDI interfaces, 2 more BNC connectors up on the top row. Back to the bottom row, a reference input and power, and on the top, the media network, the streaming IP, is connected to its own RJ45 connector. And here you can see the 2 SFP positions there is a dual optical module installed in the right-hand side. So there you have it, the NXT 450 clean streaming router. A lot of resources in a very small package. Take a look.